Please, Mr. Ryan Coogler, if you hear this, please get this girl. You got a position for a PA or something.
She need a job.
She'll get y'all water.
I will.
She'll make y'all schedule. She'll get y'all sandwiches, whatever y'all need. But this girl,
I'll make the sandwiches.
She need to get on board with somebody. Please, Mr. Coogler, please hire my little sister.
Please hire me. Just a little sign right here, like
give her a chance.
Hey guys, and welcome back. My sister and I just saw Ryan Coogler's brand new film, Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan and many other talented actors and actresses. And y'all, this one was fire.
It was pretty good.
But I've never met a Ryan Coogler film that I did not like. He's one of the biggest reasons why I stay in this industry, even when it's trash to me, even when it's hard and you don't want to do it anymore, because he's like one of those directors that reminds you why you do what you do, like why you started it, and that there is a purpose in it and there's like a reason to do it. So shout out, Mr. Coogler, love you. But I've got some notes here. Let me pull my notes up, y'all, because we gotta get through this. So first off, it's shot on 70 millimeter film, and it's shot specifically for IMAX. So if you have the funds, if you have the time, go see it. I think within the first 2 weeks, do the matinee. If you need to, but I think the first 2 weeks that it's released. By the way, it releases tomorrow. Wait, what's today? Tomorrow, April 18th. 2025 is when it releases, so we got our early showing, but so that I could do this for y'all in a timely manner this time. But it was great. It's shot and filmed specifically for IMAX, so if you can see it in IMAX, I would highly recommend you do that. So in doing that, there was a shallow depth of field, and y'all, I'm a film nerd as well. I love film, so I can go on a tangent. So if I do, just skip through how you need to, put this on 2x speed, but my goodness, golly gracious. So the shots were absolutely stunning. Cinematics were just gorgeous.
Really good.
Because of the shallow depth of field, because he's shot on the 70 millimeter film, it's a forced perspective, and it forces you to solely look at the characters, you know? So basically, a shallow depth of field means that all of the background behind them, behind the characters and behind the actors and actresses, is going to be blurrier. So you can't, like, it's not as in focus as the actors are. And because of that, you're forced to look at them, and you're forced to, like, in that world. To me, that symbolized that, like, the world was closing in on them, and it was in many more things. But I'm going to leave it with that for now. Let's see. The world kind of crashes into the characters, the music, the soundtrack, everything. Oh my gosh, it was a big part of it, I think.
Yeah. I like the costumes. I feel like the costumes were really good. Everybody was dressed really well for the time period. It really takes you into that era, and I appreciated the costume design. The music was fantastic.
Yeah,
the music was fantastic. My favorite scene. Are we doing spoilers?
No spoilers, but okay. Like you can allude to
beautiful scenes.
I think it's the
gorgeous
same
gowns,
one.
wonderful gowns.
Wonderful gowns.
Beautiful scenes. Just a big overall theme of like community and the Black experience, and how our past affects our present, affects our future.
I think you had the same favorite scene that I did.
Love that.
I was gonna say,
it was
look
really
out for
good.
it. It's in the juke joint, like the beginning.
It was really good.
Of the juke joint.
Oh man,
that had me. My soul was crying out in that scene. Like
it was like emotional.
It was so powerful and impactful, because it was just like, I can't even like put into words. It was like, first off, all art forms are represented. So we're getting dance, we're getting music, obviously we're getting the cinematics, like we're getting all these forms of art represented in all these different generations.
Really,
and that's all we can say about that.
Yes.
We want y'all to go see it.
You know what it was giving?
What was it?
You should see it. Y'all see it.
Color
but you know what it was giving? No.
Oh.
Why would it give
I just said The Color Purple because The Color Purple, the revived version, when they're in the juke joint.
I haven't seen that yet.
Ooh,
that's crazy.
That's the only reason why I said that.
When
no.
Shook goes back in the church to sing, and I was like, okay, no. I mean, I guess. No, but it's giving Michael Jackson Experience.
Ooh.
The weekend. If y'all remember, and it's giving his song Black or White when you like are switching through the different cultures, but the whole theme is like, oh, we're all people. And there's dance and music. So that's what it gave a little bit to me. Actually.
That's real.
That's what it gave a little bit to me.
Hilarious.
It took me back to my little, you know how they do the
little
thing. And
yeah. If it's black, it's white.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. But yeah, so that was good.
Really
for
good.
those who want trigger warnings, it is gory at times. They do card you because I think it's gory.
There's some explicit content. There's some explicit
content all over.
Verbiage. Use.
There's a lot of language and
so definitely rated R.
Definitely
rated R. But it's really good.
But it was definitely worth the watch.
Definitely.
The transitions between scenes and stuff, excellent. Like scrumptious. Like it was amazing.
Stunning cast. The cast was fantastic.
That's true.
Cast was phenomenal. Everybody ate down with the acting.
I think we can allude to some of the themes.
Okay, that's fine.
I think so. Just don't dive deep.
Okay. It felt like with the themes thing, it felt like a couple of times this like my family. Like I saw my grandmother in some of the characters. I saw my grandfather and older black men in the characters, and I just chuckled to myself. It felt personal. And I think that helped build the theme of community and culture.
Yeah.
And
there was a heavy theme of community, kindness, fellowship.
In different ways they played that. So I think that was really cool. Like fraudulent fellowship and actually real for the culture, for us by us stuff. So love that.
Proximity to blackness was a thing too.
Yes. That was
I don't know quite how to allude to that without just saying it.
Right.
So I'm just gonna leave
watch
it there.
out for that one.
Watch out for the proximity to blackness.
Watch out for that one.
One thing that I wrote down was how black people oftentimes we have to die to ourselves in order to assimilate to whiteness, into white culture.
Mainstream culture.
Western.
Even though
culture.
Our culture really builds, our culture is the foundation for a lot of the things that they take culturally.
Which is because that was another thing I wrote was that they want all that we give as a people, as a community, but they just don't want us. Our body,
we are asked to surrender that.
Right, our body is a carcass
in order to make it there.
Everything that we do, everything that we create, everything that we make, they need, they want, they crave, almost.
Yeah, I think, okay, so we might be the blueprint, right? And it's they want that regurgitated to them, but they don't necessarily want us to perform that. They want us to perform it in a way that is palatable to them.
Yeah,
so
I can see that.
It's interesting,
That was
I love that song,
theme.
But sing it to me in a way that I like. I love that fashion, but do it in a way that I like.
Instead of using the drums, can you actually use this guitar?
Right.
Or instead of doing this, do that. Yeah,
really
I would
cool
agree to that. Also, white evangelicalism.
Evangelicalism? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Evangelism, probably.
White evangelism.
I think it's evangelical.
Evangelicalism.
Yeah. The condition of white evangelicals and the culture that causes in this nation. And also in other nations. But yeah, that was explored.
Yeah.
How religion has been taken from what we knew it to be. Speaking as a Christian, but taken, you know, there were Black Christians before, you know, anybody ever stepped foot on
transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, before any of that, there were Black Christians. And so it's interesting how they took what was already ours, spun it in their way, and then tried to feed it back to us. So I think that's the idea of white evangelicalism. It's like, no, do Christ my way. And so that was also a theme in the movie. Like, you have to do Christ my way. Although Christ was not mentioned in the film, God was. But, you know, whatever.
Going off of that, though, like, the enemy knows the word, too. And I think that was an important message to kind of sneak in there. Because it's like, yeah, we be forgetting that sometimes. Like, as Christians, like, the reason that God tells us, Jesus tells us to tuck his word into our hearts is simply because, like, I mean, we can see it in when Jesus was tempted. The enemy, the devil, he was saying the same verses. Like, it was biblical, but it was out of context. So if we don't know that context, if we don't know the word for ourselves, then it's easy to get tricked. Adam and Eve got tricked because it was like, did he really say that? And it's like, yeah, he did, but what did he? So yeah. There was like a little baptism situation that was cool, so look out for that. Also trust. I think overall an overarching theme would be trust. And who are you letting close to you? Who are you trusting?
There are culture vultures. In what ways do we protect and preserve and gatekeep our culture from outsiders? How do we make sure that we're keeping our things that are safe and dear to us safe and sacred? You know, like excluding folks that would do harm to that culture.
Yeah. Which is interesting. And I do appreciate Ryan Coogler not only brought in, obviously it's easy to bring in Black culture, white culture, but he brought in other cultures too, to kind of like have that conversation, which was really dope to do. I really liked that one scene with the people that came in. They was like, okay, well, y'all got it. All right. We was going to take care of you, but you got it. So, yeah. And then also, last line I got is vampires, which I love the lore of, I don't know.
It was so good. It was such a good parallel with the commentary that was going on in the movie. You know, using vampires as the villain. Was really cool. And I think it added, I think sometimes we think that's played out, but no, like, it was really fresh. There was a fresh and invigorating story behind this one.
He's an excellent writer.
It's definitely worth seeing another vampire movie.
I think so. I think this might be one of those that, like, could easily become a cult classic. In the same way Tales from the Hood, Vampires in Brooklyn, like those ones. So I definitely think this is good.
Looking forward to more of his work. More of his
to come
more
soon.
of his
looking
art.
forward to working with you.
Please. Mr. Ryan Coogler, if you hear this, please get this girl. You got a position for a PA or something.
She need a job.
She'll get y'all water.
I will.
She'll make y'all schedules. She'll get y'all sandwiches, whatever y'all need. But this girl,
I'll make the sandwiches.
She need to get on board with somebody, please. Mr. Coogler, please hire my little sister.
Please hire me. Just a little sign right here, like,
give her a chance.
But yeah, overall rating, what would you give it?
I feel it was a strong.
Before you give your rating, this is his, so I think 5th or 6th like big motion picture movie. This one on Rotten Tomatoes is rated 100%. So keeping that in mind, these are our ratings for it.
I feel like it was a strong, because I'm kind of rough, y'all. I feel like it was a strong 9 out of 10.
Wow.
The only reason that we lost the point is just because I think that it got a little, because of the themes going on with the movie, sometimes it got a little bit out a little bit, and we needed to kind of pull it into focus just a hair. But overall, the storytelling was fire. It was very well fleshed out. The soundtrack was beautiful. So, yeah, I think 9 out of 10 for me. What about you?
I'm going to give it a 9.5. The 0.5 is just because I don't like to just give out 10s and just be like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. But if, in all honesty, it probably was real close to
you lying, because you gave one of them days a 10, huh?
No,
you gave one of them days a 10? What you give it?
No, I think I gave that like a 7 or an 8.
I gave it like a 6.
I think I might have gave that a 7 or 8, but not a 10.
Fact check us in the comments.
Fact check us.
Fact check us in the
If you've been
comments.
listening for a while,
I feel like she lame.
You would know, because that was my last video, I think. But yeah, thank y'all for staying tuned, for sticking around, and for listening to us ramble and me go on a tangent with my film nerdness. I loved it. I love this film. You definitely should go see it and let us know in the comments if you plan on going to see it, who you're going to see it with, and yeah.
Yeah, comment lavender if you like my headband.
She's gonna be the only one to comment that. So okay. Yeah. But thank you all so much.
All right. Next time.
Bye.
Bye.